It's a great day here at the Drive, and it's a wonderful day in terms of weather. We always start the Drive telling you a little bit about it. The Drive is a motivational talk show that connects people, places, ideas, and organizations together that can move us forward. I believe that it's how you fuel your mind, body, spirit that creates the lifestyle you live. And we have some fabulous guests on today, but we're going to start with the Mindful Minute. Last week we were talking about fear, and this week I'm reading the book Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. And if you can flash up that illustration, Eric, this kind of tags along what we were talking about last week. You know, when you're starting something new, whether it be something new, something unknown, something creative, fear always kind of joins in the conversation. And in Elizabeth's book, she talks about a road trip where she invites fear to sit in the back seat. Fear can't make any decisions, can't make any suggestions on directions, can't even suggest snacks or detours. In other words, she's embracing all sides of herself, but she's keeping fear in the back seat and creativity in the front. So in the spirit of the Drive and moving us forward, not only do I love this book, Big Magic, for any of you that are starting anything new, I like the concept of embracing all parts of ourselves and allowing the fear to be there maybe as a motivator, but keeping it in the back seat. So that's my Mindful Minute for this week. Last week, I went to a luncheon in Greenwich that was hosted by the Fairfield County's Community Foundation. Did I get the name right?
You got it right.
And I was so incredibly impressed. I knew a little bit about this organization, but I sat through an incredible lunch of inspiring stories and an organization that helps women move forward. Perfect fit for the Drive. Do you know that when we help one lady move forward, we impact the lives of 4 children? So this is something that I want to introduce to you, and I couldn't invite a better guest than Suzanne Peters.
Thank you. Thanks, Denise.
Vice President of the Fund
for Women and Girls at Fairfield County's Community Foundation.
Based in
Norwalk.
Norwalk.
But we are county-wide in terms of the support and services we do, and in fact, we go beyond Fairfield County in our work.
Okay, so I was blown away at the luncheon because, number one, the students that you impact in the program that you primarily manage, if I have that correct, is called FESP?
FESP, the Family Economic Security Program. And it is a program that provides comprehensive wraparound supports to low to moderate income women, primarily women. We do have a couple of men in the program that are enable those students to persist and stay in school, graduate, and move into family sustaining positions, jobs.
Well, I was so glad when Helen said that you would come on my show, and I was just amazed at your background. So before we get really knee deep into this fabulous program, we do have a student that's going to tell us a little bit more about her experience in the second segment. Tell me about you. What motivates you to do this incredible work? I called it tireless dedication in my newsletter.
I appreciate that. My interest and my dedication really goes back to my upbringing. From the time I was a small child, my family was always involved in service and community service and focused on helping other families and especially helping women with children. So from my early days, I saw my parents, my grandparents, and my great-grandparents move this entire concept forward in terms of, even though you might not have very much, you give whatever you have, you give yourself.
You share your gifts.
You share your gifts with others in your community who have less than you. And so that was my upbringing. I also was very active in the church. And so again, Christian principles have been my infrastructure and my backbone, and have really given me the heart, I think, or even more of a heart to help others.
So you've been with the organization 6 years. Where were you prior? Are you a Connecticut resident?
I am a Connecticut resident. I live in Stamford. I've been in Stamford for nearly 30 years. And prior to joining the foundation and the Fund for Women and Girls, I was a vice president at Inroads, which is a national nonprofit organization that helps to train and to place high potential minority students in positions. And so I ran the financial services sector. I dealt with the insurance companies, the banks, the investment banks, and the big accounting firms, and had a base of about 1,600 interns nationally that I was responsible for. I had been on the
Those are sleepless nights.
sleepless nights, but a really, really excellent opportunity and experience. And because I had served on the Inroads Board of Directors prior to that, knew the organization very well, and was just really happy to be a part of building that kind of a legacy. And even before that, I worked for Citibank, Citigroup, for a number of years in the international businesses. And so my business background is really in global services, trade services, cash management, and international marketing.
So now at the foundation, tell me exactly what you handle and how you've grown this program, because it really caught my attention. I think it's incredible, and I want as many people here that follow us on the drive to know about it.
Well, the Family Economic Security Program is a very unique partnership between the foundation and the fund and the colleges that we've been working with. Previously, we worked with Norwalk Community College on a 5-year pilot, and in fact, we're still supporting some of the students there. And now we're working with Housatonic Community College and the Housatonic Community College Foundation to bring FESP to HCC in Bridgeport. But what we've done is we have built on what we learned at Norwalk Community College, and so the components that we're offering to the students are even richer and more impactful in terms of preparation for careers, as well as finding jobs for the students who are in the program.
I've had great experiences with both of those colleges because in our family-owned business, we pull interns from there. So we can talk more offline.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I have to say, outstanding interns. So
both institutions are just amazing. I've had the opportunity to work with Dr. David Levinson at NCC, and now Dr. Paul Brody at Housatonic Community College, and they are both so inspirational and so committed to making sure that their students get the very best.
So what's a day like at the FEST program?
I don't know that there is a day. I don't know that there's a typical day, so to speak.
Do students find you?
Well,
do ladies know to come to you? I know it's ladies and gentlemen, but primarily women.
We actually have a really astounding staff that works for the college. The leader of the program is Alana Wayans, who's the program director. And on a day-to-day basis, she's the one that really marshals the resources and makes sure that all of the students are getting support. We've done a number of things. We've recruited on campus. A lot of the interest, though, is word of mouth, because once some of the students hear, you know, it's like, I've got a friend, I've got a cousin, I've got a sister, and they tell other people about the program, and that is how most of the students are now finding us.
I was astounded. I don't remember the lady's name, but she was a young mother at 17, 3 children, firefighter, and going to school all on the FEST program. That just wheeled me right in.
And that's, I think she is very typical of a lot of our students. All of our students are working. They have either family obligations, they might be single, but on the other hand, they are taking care of themselves, and they come from backgrounds that have been pretty challenging. And so this program really helps to continue to support them and help them be successful.
Now, do you look for volunteers to help you in your programs at the foundation?
We do. We look for some volunteers, but a lot of the infrastructure and the coaching is handled by our professional staff.
Okay.
But there are opportunities, and we have a number of corporate partners who come in and they'll do a day with the students. They'll help them with resume writing. They will help them with networking skills. One organization, one company came in and they actually printed business cards for all of the FESP students that the FESP students were able to use. So there are those opportunities, and we continue to look for partnerships.
And so how many in the organization? And tell me a little bit about the other programs in addition to the programs that you offer or that you maintain.
So the organization, our foundation, Fairfield County's Community Foundation, we have a staff of like 27 now. It's relatively small, but we do a lot of work. We get a lot done. The Fund for Women and Girls is really focused, as the name implies, on gender-specific programming for women and girls throughout Fairfield County.
Right.
We are the largest women's fund in New England based on our asset size, and we provide grants of about $500,000 annually to nonprofit organizations throughout Fairfield County.
So they apply to you?
They apply to us through our grant making process. It's a very competitive process, as you can probably imagine. But we support not only some of the very large nonprofit organizations, but many grassroots organizations who are really trying to build their programming because they're doing something really great. We have a lot of focus on STEM for young girls, as well as leadership development for girls. And then on the other side, we have our FEST program for women, but we also support organizations such as Mercy Learning Center in Bridgeport.
Great organization.
It's a wonderful organization.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Who really help women to get their education, get their GEDs, and to find employment.
So I know in our businesses or in the clients that I consult, a lot of times we hear this word, the millennials, and that they're not really motivated or they're motivated in different ways. And it doesn't strike me like that's happening in your organization at all. It seems like the students I've heard about, read about, looked into on your website are very motivated, very hungry for the opportunity and for the resources. So what do you see as, well, you've been there 6 years and all the other things that you've done, what do you see as a trend for women education and their employment? I know you've got a program that's Thrive by 25, but I'm not being age specific right now. I'm being women specific.
I think in terms of what we see in the future, and let me just step back. One of the areas that the fund is really focused on is pay equity for women. And that means information going out to the public. That means educating employers on the impact that this has on women's earnings, but more importantly on families long term. And so that's one of the areas that we are very focused on. We're partnering with the Permanent Commission on the Status of Women in the state of Connecticut to help to move that advocacy and that agenda forward.
We've kind of stalled in that area as women.
I wouldn't say it's stalled. I would say that we are starting to see some changes. We are starting to see some changes in terms of family supports at the state level, but very it's very important that we don't lose sight. You know, people get frustrated and they say, oh, we're not going to see a change until 2058 or 2060. We'll all be dust by that time. But if we don't keep the eye on the prize and on the ball and continue to move that forward, we'll never get anything done. And so that's what we're about.
Well, when I said that, you know, we've kind of stalled, I think what I meant was stalled as a nation. And I think there's other social implications that have why I say that, you know, whether it be social media and the way we portray ourselves as ladies and women doesn't necessarily help when we're trying to go for equal pay. And that's for another show on another day.
I was going to say, that's
going way, that's another whole long story.
That could take a long time.
But so when you're affecting change, what sort of skill set or motivation do you provide to your students so that they actually get it too, and that you and the professional staff aren't doing all of the work, because they need to be ambassadors for that work, right? Not only refer their friends, but they need to be ambassadors for what you've put them
and they
up
have
to.
And they have been, and
Okay.
I think you're going to hear that from your guest who's coming on right after you and I talk. We provide a full range of coaching support to the FESP students, and that coaching entails not only supplementary academic coaching and counseling, but it's also focused on behavior changes, so that, and we were chatting earlier about that, so that the students can take a look at where they might have had some derailment in the past and what you need to do going forward.
This is a perfect spot to take a break because I'm going to show this to my daughter later. I always say at home, behavior's contagious.
Ah, absolutely.
Right? And we'll be right back in about 2 minutes with a student that's doing wonderful in the program. We can't wait to hear from her. We'll keep her a surprise. We'll be back in just two minutes, right, guys?
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your time-saving local shopping destination for the best of spring. Find many of your favorite products, from great specials on everyday items to the freshest organic produce, artisanal cheeses, and grass-fed steaks. Chop off your knives to be sharpened. Grab a beautiful bouquet of spring flowers and stop in next door for a wine tasting. Plus, their personable staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. So stop in to Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street today, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
For more than 50 years, Triple S has been Fairfield County's expert service for carpet, upholstery, and drapery cleaning. We provide the best in repairs and in-depth restoration, understanding fabrics and how to properly clean and restore them. Our staff will come to your home to clean your wall-to-wall carpet to perfection. We can also pick up your fine carpets and bring them to our facilities. With locations in Norwalk, Stamford, and Stratford, Triple S will get the job done fast, big or small. At Triple S, you can count on our people as well as our cleaning. Find us at triplesclean.com or 203-847-8000.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances, where community comes first, a place where there's more than one kind of interest, where automation will never replace consideration, where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
The HAN Network is the leader in local broadcasting in Fairfield and Westchester counties. We reach tens of thousands of viewers via our live news, sports, and entertainment broadcasting. We can create your advertisement and broadcast it through our programming to one of the most affluent markets in the United States. And remember, our broadcasting is live, which means viewers cannot skip or click past your marketing message. And we measure our audience and their demographics on every broadcast. To advertise on the HAN Network, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Denise DiGrigoli, live every Tuesday here on The Drive at HAN Network. The Drive is moving people forward mindfully, consciously, ideas, organizations, and things that propel us forward. And I'm welcoming Anaya Haynes to the show.
Nice to meet you.
We hear you have you as well. We have a compelling story that we want to hear from you. You're one of the FESP students.
Yes.
How long have you been with the program?
I started in the fall of 2015, so I was one of the few students.
Wow. And tell me the experience from the moment you started right up to now. What are you studying?
I'm studying mass communications and journalism at the moment.
And where are you doing that?
At Housatonic right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to give you a brief explanation of like my life, really short.
You don't have to be so short. We got a couple of minutes.
Okay, cool. So I was born in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and my mother moved to Virginia Beach, Virginia when I was 4. So I just recently came.
Did you move with her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I stayed there for 15 years, and then I came back to Connecticut at the age of 20. So I packed my stuff, and I came up to Connecticut to further my education and my dreams and, chase. Okay, so I'm trying to...
Take a breath.
I know.
It's all good on the drive.
It is.
We are not in a rush.
So we have to...
This is a leisurely Sunday drive.
It is. Okay, perfect. So I came up and... I came up and I started at Housatonic.
By yourself?
Yes, by myself.
Okay.
So I started at Housatonic.
Where did you live?
In Virginia Beach.
No, where'd you live when you came back?
Oh, I started to live with my aunt because we are from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
So you had some family.
Mm-hmm. So I had family
good.
here. So I started to live with my aunt and I started to go to school. And I heard of the FEST program all over the schools promoting. I guess they were just now recruiting students. Mm-hmm. So
Where'd you hear about the program?
Well, I heard that they help with literally everything: coaching, mentoring, financial services, and also scholarships. And that's really my big issue as well. Growing up with my family, we really don't have the financial stability to further my education. So I took the opportunity and I went through the process with the interview, and then I was a FEST student and I started my coaching sessions. So right now I'm doing the financial coaching, and right now I'm trying to land an internship for the summer. So we've been working on my cover letter and resume at the moment.
So I'm guessing you're a little bit younger than me by far. And when you're going through financial coaching, which everybody needs of all ages,
Of course.
tell me what that looks and feels like to someone that's, you know, a young student. I'm trying to teach my daughter that myself, so
Well,
let's see.
it is beyond hard because I do shop a lot. And
Oh, so you have to make some choices.
yes,
Yeah?
and it's very helpful because right now I carry a booklet. It's like a mini notebook.
Yeah.
My coach gave it to me, and every time I buy something, I have to write what I buy and how much it was.
So FESP is keeping you a little accountable.
Yes, and we also go over.
But do you see the, not to interrupt you, but do you see the value in that?
Of course.
Okay, what is the value? I need you to tell other people your age the value.
Is saving money is important. That's
Why?
one.
Why would we do that?
Because we need to save money for literally everything. It's
Yeah.
just a smart move to definitely save, especially for education too. Like
If you have a goal.
that too.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm focusing on starting my own interview show. So I have to save money literally for everything, as far as equipment and as far as, you know, paying not employees but helping others around me that's going to participate.
So you want to have your own show.
Yes.
And what's it going to be about, if you don't mind me asking? You don't
I'm
have to
into-
share if you don't want to.
I'm interviewing young entrepreneurs and artists, singers, rappers, dancers locally. And it's called Legends in Reality.
So, wow, fabulous name.
Yes.
Are you going to put it as like on a podcast, like on Blog Talk Radio?
Yeah,
or
I'm
do you
gonna
know the
start with
platform yet?
YouTube.
Oh, you're going to YouTube it.
Yeah.
Great.
So I'm going to start with YouTube, and I'm also going to promote myself on social media.
Wonderful. So if you were to sum up, where do you get your motivation? Like, what inspires you? What gives you your vision?
My family.
Good. So family values?
Yes.
Your family?
My family is really hard on, they didn't have the life. So for us to have the opportunity, they really put it like in our mind to really go after your goals and what you want.
So if we're going to throw the crystal ball out 5 years, what does your life look
my
like?
Gosh.
What's your vision?
Hopefully, working on my master's at the moment.
Congratulations.
I'm sorry, you guys.
That's all right.
It's all right. It's so serious.
It's not serious. It's actually great.
It is, and it's just wonderful.
Think about how powerful it is.
It is.
And think about how many other people. Do you have a tissue back there?
This is the drive.
That is the motivation, right?
is.
I'm sure those are like happy tears of,
It is.
yeah.
Accomplishment.
So if somebody, so we serve to illuminate one person. Somebody right now out there is a few years before where you were, and they're struggling, and they're afraid, perhaps, you know, fear. We're talking a lot about fear. That not that fear is a bad thing, but some people make it a bad thing, and then it can be debilitating. So if somebody like you is up and coming, and they're fearful, they don't have the resources, and maybe they don't even have the family support, what would you tell them?
To really find yourself. So what I like to do is I like to meditate, and especially like by the water, and really focus on the present. So to really focus on the present, as far as, I'm so sorry, you guys. I did not mean to do
never
this.
apologize.
Anyways, to focus
It's all
on
good.
to focus on the present, and really take your goals into consideration, and really just mastermind that. Mastermind your gold mind, especially. It's really all in the mind. So once that's calm and together, you can really do whatever you can do and whatever you put your mind to. So that's what I say.
So maybe someday when you hit it really big, you'll come back and be one of the
course.
professional volunteers at the FEST program.
I will. I really will.
What is your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is English.
Wow.
English.
And what is your least favorite subject, but you get through it anyways?
Math.
Math.
Math. Yes, math. And it's actually improving with my financial coaching.
Isn't that something?
It is.
How that works
It
hand
works
in hand?
mysterious ways. It does.
So you said you had financial coaching. What's the other piece? There was one other piece of coaching
I
you
have a
receiving.
transfer and academic advisor. So I have meetings with her. I actually had a meeting today. So I just rescheduled that. So right now we're talking about the universities that I would like to go to. So I graduate in December.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's going to be a skip away.
It is. I'm so excited.
And what degree will you have?
A mass communications and journalism.
Wow,
Yeah.
fabulous.
So after graduation in December, I start in the spring. Right now I'm looking at universities in New York City. So I have a lot in mind. So we're focusing on right now tuition and things of that nature, and also prepping, my essays and such things.
So what do you, and I should ask this of you as well, Suzanne, this is one of my standard daily drive questions. What do you do, and we know meditation is one of them for you, what do you do to relax and center yourself? There's an old saying, like in the airplane, if you don't put the mask on first, you're no good to anyone else. So what do you do? I'll start with you.
Yeah.
What do you do to relax and center yourself and feel yourself?
I like organizing. So I like organizing what
Perfect
I have
for
to
April.
do. Yes. So in spring cleaning as
Spring
well.
cleaning.
So I donate, I should say. I start with my room. So I clean a lot. I donate as well. Candles. And also just centering myself, like you said, and organizing what I have to do in the next few weeks, or also writing down my goals that I have to accomplish.
Well, I'm a big proponent of writing things down, and I'm a big proponent of repurposing, shifting energy out that no longer serves us. How about you, Suzanne? What do you do?
Same kind of thing. In fact, my church has a big tag sale coming up this weekend, or next weekend. I'm going to be donating things this week. So that gives me a chance, as you said, to repurpose, share with someone else who could use them, and also, kind of clear some space for myself. In terms of relaxation, believe it or not, I love going to and taking Zumba classes.
Wow.
And I find that even though it's very athletic and very energetic, it is, and I tell the other folks in the class, they always talk about how enthusiastic I am, and I say, this is the one place that as adults, you can come, you can yell, you can scream, you can jump around, you can shake yourself around. And I find that afterwards, I feel so good and so rejuvenated. I like to spend time outside. I love to play golf. I don't play well, but I do enjoy playing golf, and I like to read. I just read almost anything, and I like puzzles, so I do puzzles.
And my next daily drive question that's pretty typical here is, so when you coming up against a challenging subject, situation, or person, we always have some of those, what's your favorite go-to technique for managing through that challenge or that transaction with that challenging person?
I would say knowledge. I look up quotes on things that I go through. And I just take a minute to search, for example, on Google. So you type in, what are you going through, but you sum it down to like one word.
Yeah.
And you just read the quotes on it. And it just gives me an extra boost, like everything is going to be okay.
So you're a very resourceful person.
I am.
And what about you, Suzanne?
I think reflecting.
Yeah.
And putting yourself in the other person's position and thinking about what's motivating them or what's concerning them, and then trying to figure out how you can address that. I also tend to just, I don't meditate seriously, but I think just quieting our minds and just really thinking through where you'd like to, what's your end goal, where do you want to get to, and then how can you get there in the least painful way for everyone.
For me, I try to find laughter in the situation, and I try to, if in the very least, make it funny in my mind, so I don't become reactionary.
Right.
Yeah. So moving right along, you're going to graduate in December. You've got some great things in the hopper, and I wish you all of the best success. You're
Thank
certainly
you.
in the right hands.
Of course I am.
Do you want to leave any final notes for people that might be coming on as students, or anything you'd like to say to the organization? Because this is going to live on YouTube forever.
I know. For any upcoming students, where FESP is available in the college, I do suggest that you take the opportunity. It's very helpful. They will help you with literally everything, and you will feel so amazed that you have that support system to help you with whatever you go through. And as far as the organization, I'm beyond proud of you guys' accomplishments, and also your staff is just impeccable. They help. They're just great. And you can tell, like I was just explaining earlier, you can tell that they do it like from the bottom of their heart too. So that's very important.
I hope you'll come back.
Of course I will.
Wherever you end up next year, I hope you'll come back and tell us more success
I
stories.
will.
Part of the drive, guys, is always paying it forward, because that's how we move all of us together. Forward we thrive. I think that's part of your logo and your
Yes.
slogan.
Together we thrive.
Together we thrive. We'll be back on the drive in just about 2 minutes. Thanks for tuning in today.
Had a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or go to coastalorthoexpress.com. That's coastalorthoexpress.com. Like them on Facebook.
Can't wait for it to get warmer so you can start fishing again? Get over to the Dock Shop, where they have the latest in fishing tackle, marine electronics, boating supplies, and more. But remember, the Dock Shop isn't your average tackle shop. You'll also find the finest selection of nautical apparel, jewelry, home decor, and gifts in New England. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
For over 25 years, Mike Cizik Painting and Wallpapering has been the name to know for residential and commercial properties in Fairfield County. He uses only the top brands, including Benjamin Moore, for impeccable preparation and lasting quality. Call Mike now and receive $500 off any job over $7,000. Mike is currently accepting reservations for spring, so call him today at 203-770-8869 or 203-972-3310. For your custom painting, finishing, and staining needs, it's Mike Cizik.
Join the HAN Network and Make-A-Wish Connecticut to help make travel wishes come true for local kids with life-threatening medical conditions. Donate your unused airline miles to the HAN Network Wishes in Flight campaign. Over 70% of wishes granted involve travel, and your unused airline miles can help make kids' dreams become a reality. Plus, once you donate your miles to Make-A-Wish, they will never expire. Donate your unused miles and help the HAN Network share the power of a wish.
I'm Kate Chaplinsky. Join us for Coffee Break, weekdays at 11 to get the latest Connecticut news, weather, high school sports, and more. News doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break on the HAN Network.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Denise DiGrigoli, live every Tuesday on the HN Network with The Drive, a motivational show that serves to connect people, places, ideas, organizations together that move us forward. We believe that it's how you fuel your mind, your body, your spirit, ultimately creates the lifestyle you live. So if you have an interest in being on the show, or you know someone that would be a perfect fit, please contact me through HAN Network via Twitter, via email. You can find us on their site, han.network. It's been such a great afternoon with Suzanne Peters, Vice President of the Fund for Women and Girls at the Fairfield Counties Community Foundation. Yes. So many programs, so many opportunities, so much to do. What's your greatest challenge in your everyday, not personal life, professional life?
I can tell you right off the bat, the greatest challenge is all of the work that really needs to be done and the impact that we want to make. And you've got 24 hours in a day. Every now and then you would like to get a little sleep. And there's so much to do, but also I am just, I'm just so excited about being able to make a difference in so many people's lives, and just so honored to be able to be in this position to do that.
And how have you seen your organization grow, positively or negatively, in the past 6 years? And what changes have you been responsible for?
Well, the Fund for Women and Girls, we've grown tremendously. Mm-hmm. We've actually implemented our own programs. We have a Girls Symposium, which is actually a conference for educators, for health professionals, for law enforcement officers, program directors, anyone who works with girls. It provides a training ground for them and an opportunity to exchange best practices.
Is this just Fairfield County?
It's actually, we're drawing people from across the state as well as outside of the state of Connecticut.
So they see the
now.
need.
They see the need, but it's a really good format. It's a great educational forum, and it's very unique because there's no one else who's offering anything similar. So we're having our Girls Symposium on an annual basis. We also started having a Girls Leadership Summit, which is an opportunity to bring together about 120 some odd middle school girls from around Fairfield County, various backgrounds and from different schools and programs. And we have a full day of leadership development classes, athletics, and healthy lifestyle educational sessions for them at Chelsea Piers. And the really important part about this is that so many of the girls who come there would never have an opportunity to step inside of that kind of facility.
And I know that's challenging work. I mean, we make it, I know you're heavily funded and it seems like it just happens like that, but I know it's tireless dedication. And I think that the work you do is just so incredible. I hope that you'll come back and you'll tell us more about what's going on with you. We just scraped the surface today.
Yes.
We literally just said, listen everyone, you really got to kind of join on because this is so important. You know, there's many more, I think, ever than before, single parenting going on.
Yes.
And we all have to work to kind of keep the bread on the table. And I think it's really important because when self-esteem dips, that falls down from the leadership, right?
And that starts from early on. That's why we have so much focus on our young girls, but also with a program like the Family Economic Security Program at Housatonic Community College. This gives the women in the program a real opportunity and a leg up and some additional support to help them be even more successful. I do want to mention that we are going to co-sponsor with the Bridgeport Regional Business Council, their Women's Leadership Council, a day of women's leadership development and training for entrepreneurs and anyone who is interested in being in business, and that's on April the 28th.
Okay, and where is that?
That's going to be at Housatonic Community College.
And so if our audience wanted to know more, where would we send them to find out some information?
We would send them to our website.
Which is what?
Which is www.fccfoundation.org.
Pretty simple. fccfoundation.org. There's wonderful things going on. And as I shared with you, I take education very, very seriously.
Yes.
It's not an opportunity that everyone has. So when we can provide it and we can make our world better, I just salute you.
Thank you
I hope
very
you
much.
will join me again.
Thank you, Denise.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much,
having
Suzanne.
me.
Wonderful, wonderful conversation. Okay, everyone. This has been a great hour. Thank you, Anaya. We really appreciate your time. And thank you, Helen, for connecting the dots here today. I look forward to seeing everyone next Tuesday here on The Drive.